All right. Hi everyone. So my name is Anne-Gaëlle. I'm a contemporary dancer and a performer, and I'm also a contactor, somebody who practices contact improvisation. I hope you guys are good. I guess this is for people who like to practice contact improvisation or contemporary dance, or who are dancers or performers themselves. Um, but the exercises or the material that I'm going to share is meant to be accessible for any level of experience, and also it's quite important for me that you don't feel you have to do exactly what I'm doing in the form visually. I'm hoping that I'm going to give enough material so that you can apply the material whether you are able to find yourselves in the exact same position as me or not. Okay, so I'm going to share some material that I used to either to train or to resource my solo practice, and today I wanted to share a few exercises that link to the spine and that link to the notion of qi, the notion of the center of energy that is mainly present in like Eastern philosophy or martial arts. So maybe just to kind of place the position of the qi is just a couple of fingers under the belly button, but it's a little bit more deep inside the skin, probably after the fat. So you get the skin, the fat, and then you start finding the qi. And it's a notion that is not hard, but that can have really a lot of different textures and qualities. And hopefully what I'm going to share will help you to connect to that. So I'm going to make reference to two elements. One of them is a short exercise learned from Lisa May Thomas, which is from Erick Hawkins' technique. And Erick Hawkins was a partner of Martha Graham. So you might find some elements that are recalling the form of Graham, but with very different principles behind them. And then some little bit of material that I learned from Sara Shelton-Mann, which are energy practices. Just a couple of them to kind of link these three elements together, and then for us to dance. Okay? So I'm going to place us this way. I hope this will be good. Yep. So at the very beginning, I'd like you to find a sitting place on the floor. Hopefully you don't need more than 1.5 or 2 meter by 2 meter to be in here. And I'd like you to find, if possible, both of your sitting bones into the floor or into your supporting place, and then your feet are going to come together at the front, so creating a diamond shape between your legs. And it's important that maybe you're not trying to bring them too much up and the knees are coming down, but that you have your knees as low as possible to practice that, okay? And for now, we're just going to kind of try and leave our hands on the side and just feel the sense of vertical that we have just in this position, and trying to have the sole of the feet that is touching. So you kind of have a sense of anchoring from the tailbone in between the sit bones, all kind of going up from dropping down, finding the top of the head. And we have a curve that is not just a straight line, but we can combine the image of a straight line with feeling that we have a bit of curves and a lot of little articulations in our spine. And just take a moment to breathe and to let the breathing be as regular and as cyclical as possible. We're going to start connecting to the notion of breath and flow. And from this position, we're going to start anchoring the tailbone and the sit bones into the floor. We're going to send the top of the head forward, and let the whole of the spine take a tiny curve with every single vertebra involved in the process. And we're going to kind of circulate this like a wheel. So the top of the head is going to circulate like a wheel, and the whole of the spine is going to help articulating that. there's a place where you find into the floor which somehow lengthens your spine so that it can go a little bit above. And it seems to me that it's helpful to breathe in as you're coming up and let the air come out as you're coming down. Yeah, I'm going to drop my arms. If you could keep your eyes open, as weird as it may feel, and this is quite intense already. Great. We're going to bring in ourselves to the side. Let's go to the right side. So I'm going to be mirroring you. Up. And bring your left arm up so that you can bring your arm in the continuity of the spine. Great. Keep going. Try to feel where your shoulder blade can be both supportive and mobile so that your arm keeps doing the same thing as the spine. Every little bit is involved. There is almost a sense of bone bending within it. Your hand on the floor, on the support, can help you, giving the extra little bit that's needed. And you try to relax the hips. The head is also involved, so it looks a little bit down into a little bit up. Great. In a couple of breaths, we're going to change sides. And change. Try to breathe from the nose rather than just from the mouth, particularly when you're breathing in. And just notice how every single time you're doing the same movement, it actually is different. And try to see if you can perceive the beginning of your breathing in, the end of your breathing in, the beginning of your breathing out, and the end of your breathing out. The same side again, trying to feel within the shoulder blade both the support for the arm to come with and the sense of mobility. So that it can breathe into your upper back. Great, we're going to bring in a couple of breaths, both arms up to the middle, and just do the same as before in the middle. Notice a little bit how you're using your weight in the area of your belly. Maybe trying not to go full range, but you feel the nuances. When you're starting to come forward, when you're starting to come backwards, how is your belly accompanying your spine? And how are our shoulder blades collaborating together? Okay, we're going to go for 5 more breaths. And then just take a moment and then roll up to be in a vertical position. 4, 3, 2, 1, and finish. Just finding a way for yourself to come back up You can make it like a beautiful transition. You can do a little bit of a stretch in the meantime. And this time I'm going to move up a little bit. Yeah, okay, so this should be fine. And here we're going to find a base that is about the width of our hips. You can't find this in here, but that means if you are upright, standing, you can try and have your feet just under the hip bone here. Get the middle toe in there. Sorry, between the big toe and second toe, down in there, under the hips. And we want to have soft knees, so we're not going to lock them like this, but we're not going to bend them either. So we want to try to find a place in which they are not locked and not bent, so that we don't have to use too many muscles. I'm going to demonstrate in this direction so that you can get a sense of what happens with the spine. So from this place also, we're going to try and find a bit of a balance. Sometimes you do have to bring your weight a little bit further to the back than you think. And from the top of the head, same thing, we're going to start articulating the spine. And before we go too low, we're going to bring the top of the head up, kind of snaking it, and then back up. So this time we're kind of drawing the shape of an 8. And basically it's like a string of pearls. And the pelvis and the tailbone are following in space. And I'm just trying with my joints of the hips, knees and ankles to make this a smooth journey, as smooth as possible. I'm going to drop the arms so that you keep going. Up. And the idea is that you don't go too far to start with, but you more try to articulate and engage every single vertebra in the game. We're going to let our shoulders open and close to follow the spine. So as the head comes up, the shoulders open up, and then the head starts going down, the shoulders also close down. You're going to feel the pelvis is also coming forward. And try to measure how far can your head go. Here, if you like, you can close your eyes or you can keep them open. It's really up to you. I'd like you to kind of get this feeling of infinity somehow, of something that would never stop, but something that would keep smoothening up. Gravity is helping us to kind of never meet inertia. We can always round up more. We can always have less tension. But wherever we are is fine. We're going to do this for 1 or 2 more minutes. So I would just recommend you get in the groove, and I'm going to stop speaking. Off we go. Ooh. Now I would like you to, before we finish, kind of challenge yourself a little bit and see how small you can go and how big you can go in this principle. You don't have to do it at the same time as me. And then have 2 more curves. And end up there. Okay, maybe shake your legs. Okay, we're going to find a position. I'm going to show the feet for a moment. I like to find a position in which I am facing a front with this foot, and then I'm facing the side with this foot. And I'm going to here have these 2 directions. I get a sense of this as I'm traveling my weight. The most important thing though, is for us to sense our center of gravity that is shifting weight. Yeah, and it will feel a little bit on a line, but it can also feel a little bit like a figure of 8. Yeah. Trying to soften the knees so that there is not a moment where they get too tight, either stretch or bend. It's as if you're kind of watering up, oiling up your knees as you're doing that. Yeah, great. And from here, we're going to try to look at the back when we are going at the front. So going to the front, look to the back, go to the back, look to the front. So it goes like this. Hop, 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 hop. Great. Hop. And if it's possible, I'd like you to find, I'm losing it. I'd like you to find a place every time that with your eyes you can look at in a very specific way. You can accelerate. Good. Great. Right, next thing we're going to do is to add the fists. Yeah. So fists and head go opposite. So I'd like you to have a sense of strong extremities sending energy out and connecting to the center. We're going to make noise in a sec. Ha! 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 So try to practice that for a moment with a little bit of a shift of weight towards the front. Ha! 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 And it's energetic and it's going out quite directly, but it doesn't have to be hard. It can be I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, let's have a go. Ha! 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 Okay. Maybe we're going to do it just for a moment, a little bit less. A little bit less fast. Ha! 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 Try to keep a soft spine. Ha! 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 Okay, and let's change. So front, side, traveling, back in front, and head opposite. Trying to flow the feet underneath. So it's as if you had water between the sole of the foot and the bones. And bring the arms in. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, usually we do it a little bit longer, but I think for now this is going to be enough. I'm going to put a bit of sound. And I'd like us together to just take a moment to explore whatever that is for you right now. This notion of flow and infinity and different directions at once, and how you use your breathing. That's a lot of things, so have fun. I'm going to do it again. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
That city music, oh, that city sound, oh, that city music, oh, it's coming right. Oh, that city music, oh, that city sound, oh, how you holding my heartstrings and oh, let's go downtown. that city sounds. Oh, that silly music. Oh, it's coming round.
Okay, I hope you had fun and that you found something for yourselves today. This was the video 2, a little bit longer than the first one, so I'll let you go to all of your stuff back, not in front of a screen, and I hope you enjoyed that. Please do leave me your feedback, whichever direction it is. It's going to help me making these videos better, so I'm curious. Thanks, have a lovely evening and week. Bye everybody!